Welcome back to It's Natural. It's Patty here. We are going to talk about colds. And what is a cold? It's a virus that causes inflammation of your sinus cavity, and your sinus cavities are right here around your eyes, and also you have sinus cavities at the base of your neck. So what I have done, and this is just a little tip that I've learned, is that after I massage this area and there's no, it does not relieve the pressure, I go back and I start massaging the base of my neck where your neck and your skull meet. Not your neck and your skull, your spine. Your spine and your skull meet. Right above that is some sinus cavities. And so if you massage that area, okay, you just massage it. Like right now, I'm swallowing. It's releasing. The sinus cavities are releasing the mucus. And I'm actually swallowing it right now. And so it's releasing that pressure right here, okay? And so what I've done in the past also to relieve this pressure and this congestion is you either alternate with a hot and cold compress. And you can make your own with a paper towel or a washcloth, wet it, put it in the microwave for a few seconds, probably 10 seconds, place it, make sure it's not too hot on your face. And then you can also do it as a cold compress. Put cold water on it, put it in the freezer, and then put it on your face. And that will relieve all naturally the congestion and the pressure, the buildup of pressure. But if, massaging it, works really good. See, I even touch back there and it's draining. So be very gentle back there and just massage it. Just like you do your face right here, in circular motions around your face. So you have some nasal cavities right here, and I'll put a picture down here. You have them back here, and then you also have them at the base of your neck where your spine and your skull meet. Okay? And so we're going to discuss 7 ways to prevent, or to be proactive, I should say, on preventing a cold. And there's sometimes where you can't be away from individuals that have colds, but you can be proactive, and we're just going to talk about that. Number 1 is to wash your hands. Real simple, right? Wash your hands. And, and I've even caught myself this week, like I didn't wash my hands as much as I normally do. And sometimes it's haphazardly, you forget, or you don't realize you haven't washed your hands, or you've got your mind on something else. But what I normally do is I've cut my nails because sometimes bacteria can be underneath your nail beds. And so I've actually cut my nails. And what I do is when I'm washing my hands like this, I have soap on my palm and I just scrub like so my nails. And it's suggested more than 15 seconds to wash your hands. Now, sometimes we don't do that, but do it as long as you can, and then after, make sure you dry your hands good. And then I put a coating of coconut oil, which is antibacterial and antiviral, so it's an added protection. And sometimes you're out and about and you can't do that, you don't have a coconut oil when you're out. What I do normally, because if you're out in public, you're still touching other things, and so just be proactive. Either carry some hand sanitizer, which I will do a video on all natural hand sanitizers, that you can have like a little spray bottle of it in your purse or with you, or how you can, if you don't even have neither that, but you're in a public place, how you can get your hands clean without even going to the bathroom and washing your hands. So I will do a video on that. But number 1 is to wash your hands and then coat it with coconut oil. Number 2 is to try not to touch your face. It's I have glasses, so I'm constantly either touching my face or, you know, my hair. I'm either touching the line, you know, trying to get my hair out of my face. And so, you know, I don't think we realize how much we touch our face. So if there's bacteria on our faces, we have open places on our face, so that can get inside our bodies. So we're susceptible when we touch our face more, or touch our lips, or, you know, try not to touch your face as much as possible. Try to reduce that in this season. And number 3 is to stay proactive in eating foods that are antiviral, antibacterial, and also incorporate it. Just start incorporating just 1 or 2. Now, granted, like for instance, garlic, it's better to have raw versus cooked. When you cook it, it gets all of its working components, I should say. It's deactivated. It's not as potent. Minced garlic, I've noticed, is still good. I would have to take a little bit more when it's already pre-packaged and it's minced. I would have to take a little bit more than the fresh garlic that I use a garlic press to do it myself. So depending upon your area, where you live, if you can get fresh, always go fresh. If you can get fresh herbs every day, do that. Now, I've noticed with the oregano, the dried is actually more potent. What I've read is more potent than the fresh. Now, which is odd. When I read that, I was like, really? You need less of the dried versus more of the fresh. So I sprinkle it on probably maybe a half teaspoon on everything that I eat. I make sure in every sitting I eat at least a half a teaspoon of oregano. And I have stopped eating the garlic because of my stomach issues. It is really harsh, but what I've done is I found a good potent pill, garlic pill. And garlic is a blood thinner, so you want to make sure that you're okay with, if you're on any kind of blood thinner medications, not to double dip. And so actually that was one of the reasons also that I stopped taking the garlic, because I was put on some medication that is actually blood thinner. So you don't want to take an herb or some vegetables or whatnot that's going to make your blood even thinner. If you're on medication, that's going to thin your blood anyway. So be cautious of that. And ask your doctor if it's okay that you incorporate garlic into your diet. And you might want to use the dried or the powdered garlic is not as potent as the fresh garlic, or use a half a garlic. You know, that's going to be a decision that you're going to have to talk with your physician. So parsley, you can add parsley, cilantro, horseradish. Now, just as an example, and I think I've said this before in one of my other videos, is that I knew garlic, horseradish was really good for me as an antiviral, antibacterial, and the hospital had horseradish mayonnaise. And so I went ahead and started applying that to, I think I was on a, French fry kick in the hospital. And I would just use as a dip. It was so strong. That kept me healthy in the hospital. And you're thinking, well, why were you in the hospital? Long story. But my immune system was a little bit low, and so I wanted to make sure I was eating as healthy as I could in the hospital. Granted, being vegan was very challenging for me, and I ended up losing a lot of weight until I came up with a plan with the dietitian, and I just was proactive, and I wasn't going to stop until I figured out a way that my body could adjust to eating the way that I needed to eat. And so what else here? Number 4 is try to incorporate vitamin C. When I was sick, or started feeling sick, your body tells you, like, I wanted vitamin C. This was just recently. I thought I was coming down with a little bit of cold. And so my throat started feeling scratchy, which happens sometimes, you know. And so I decided, you know, I'm going to go ahead and get a large gallon of orange juice, not from concentrate, and I just drank it. What I also do, a little tip that I do so you don't get canker sores in your mouth, is to rinse your mouth every time you take a sip. Either follow it with some water and drink some water and some orange juice together. And that really helps keep the canker sores and the acidic in your mouth, and it won't bother your teeth also because the acid is not sitting in your mouth. You've rinsed your mouth out. And so that's what I do. And so, you know, listen to your body. And eat foods that are high in vitamin C. Brussels sprouts, kale, mustard greens, all dark green leafy vegetables are high in vitamin C. So start incorporating that into your diet, and you'll notice a large difference. And so number 5, if you have the opportunity to open up your house in the wintertime, open up the windows, get some fresh air in so the air can circulate, or if you can't do that, go ahead and get an air purifier so the air can get cleaned. Make sure your vents are cleaned. What are those called? I can't even think. Your filters, that's what it is. I'm looking at my notes over here. So make sure your filters are clean. That will help make sure you know, the air is not stagnant and you're getting fresh air. And sometimes it's when it's cold outside, you want to turn up the heat, and so whatever dust particles or any bacteria that are lingering anywhere in the air gets filtered, and so you'll get as much pure air as possible if you keep your filters clean. And then also number 6 is immune boosting foods. So some of the vitamin C foods are the same as immune boosting foods, so I will do a video on that in later days on what immune boosting foods are out there that you can start incorporating in your diet. Now, you know, just pick 1 or 2 and just slowly incorporate. You know, you can add to your salad, you can add your oregano, you can add parsley, you can add all that, and it'll give you a wide variety of taste too. And so last but not least, find out what's causing your stress. If you have stress, that causes your immune system to be compromised. So find what stress triggers are in your life and change that if you can. Now, stress is mental. It starts mentally and then it goes throughout your body. So if you can change the way you think about the stress that's in your life, you will save your body some time. And so, you know, get a massage, take hot baths, reflexology, do all that to help you reduce the stress. So we did 7 things to help prevent and be proactive, not getting a cold and sinus issues. And I will see you next time. And remember, let's share, like, and subscribe. When we get to 1,000, I'm doing a giveaway. I'm doing some kind of gift card giveaway or something. So make sure you subscribe, like, and share. I will talk to you soon.